the meaning of commodity, what is commodity, and how they're different from other similar things, for example, products. And we looked at this definition last time. It's a pretty good definition. A commodity is something that is produced for exchange rather than something produced for immediate use or consumption by the producer. So, what differentiates commodity from any other product or produce is that commodity is produced in order to exchange. On the other hand, non-commodity products or produce are produced for immediate use of consumption and for the fulfillment of human need. And so exchange is what differentiates commodity from other products. And last time we had given a sort of two frameworks, one in which commodity is dominant and the other in which production or use or consumption is. One framework in which exchange is dominant and the other framework in which exchange is dominant and the other framework in which use and consumption is dominant. So here you have a system in which a system dominated by exchange. You buy and you produce in order to buy and sell, so that you can buy and sell more. And the second system is the system where you produce in order to primarily use those products, consume those products to fulfill different human social and human individual and social needs. And the system in which exchange is dominant and use and consumption and fulfillment of needs is subservient to that system we call capitalism. And capitalism is a system in which exchange dominates and exchange gives value to. We'll come to that in a minute. Exchange gives value to everything, especially to the products. On the other hand, the second system is the system in which exchange is subservient to use and consumption and fulfillment of human need. This second system is a non-capitalist system. And obviously there can be many different types of non-capitalist systems, as there can be many different types of capitalist system. But what differentiates capitalism as such from non-capitalist system is this specific difference which we are talking about. So non-capitalist system is a system in which exchange is subservient to use and consumption and needs. And capitalist system, exchange dominates the use and the consumption and needs. So that's the basic difference between. So commodity can only exist within capitalism in this technical sense. So we are not saying that it's important to understand this. We are not saying that in non-capitalist, so a non-capitalist system we have defined as a non-exchange based system as a system in which production the purpose of production is use and consumption, which is the same thing, almost same thing, I guess. um, and needs, human needs. And needs, I've been saying social needs because needs are socially defined, except for obviously basic physiological, biological needs. So we are not saying it. So this is the typical non-capitalist system. So it's use and consumption and fulfillment of need is dominant. Dominant. That's important. We are not saying there is no exchange. Obviously, nobody would say that. There's buying and selling in. But these buying and selling are subservient to fulfillment of human need, consumption, and use. So, fulfillment of human need, their use, and consumption as socially defined dictates how much we buy and sell. And buying and selling is a very small part of the economy as well as very small part of the social system. In any case, buying and selling doesn't dominate neither economy, uh, dominate in the sense that it doesn't dictate the production, doesn't dictate the social relations. Okay, so buying and selling or exchange is subservient to. So on the other hand, in capitalism, obviously in capitalism also you produce and you use and you consume, otherwise you know exchange won't even work. Why would you buy and sell? Even though a pure capitalist logic would dictate that there shouldn't be any use, there shouldn't be any consumption, because that all takes time. There should only be exchange. But obviously, in real world, we never have uh, anything in its logical purity. So we are not saying that in capitalism there is no use or there's no consumption or there's no fulfillment of human need. But what we are saying is in capitalist system, exchange dominates and dictates and ascribes value and limits to consumption and the fulfillment of human need. So the fate of use and consumption and needs will vary according to the needs of the exchange. In other words, needs and fulfillment of need and use and consumption is subservient to the logic of exchange or the needs of exchange, etc. That's the main difference. So nobody is saying that non-capitalist system doesn't have exchange or capitalist system doesn't have use or consumption. The difference is what dominates, what is subservient, what is ruling, what is dictating. And what dictates in the capital system is exchange and the requirements of the exchange and the need of the exchange, etc. Okay, so once we have understood this, then we can go to the next line. Now, according to Marx, according to these authors, according to Marx, every commodity combines two aspects: use value and exchange value. Now, use value refers to the power of commodity to satisfy human want. But the thing is, this is product. When commodity is being consumed, it's no longer a commodity to satisfy human want, or put simply, what the commodity is used for. So exchange value refers to what a commodity can be exchanged for. In other words, its power to command other commodities in exchange for itself in a particular ratio. So what these authors are saying, that Marx is saying that every commodity has two aspects: its use value and its exchange value. So every commodity combines two aspects: use value and exchange value. Now, this is not as good as the definition itself. The definition was almost perfect. So I would have to quibble with it a bit, just to understand, I think, to promote understanding of the issue at hand. Okay, so let's have a look at this.